The mobile network phenomenon has touched every continent. One company, Africa Mobile Networks, has a mission to extend mobile network operators' coverage deep into rural Africa.
In most sub-Saharan African countries, there's great mobile coverage in the big towns and the big cities. But once you go outside of those big towns and big cities, there's still a lot of people in many rural villages and outlying settlements that don't have any service at all. We recognised the opportunity to bring those same services way outside the towns and cities, and also to realise what is a fantastic commercial opportunity.
So how big is the opportunity for AMN?
Sub-Saharan Africa is home to 14% of the world's population. 1 in 7 people lives in Sub-Saharan Africa. That's 800 or 900 million people. And around 2/3 of those only live and work where there's mobile service. That leaves 300 million people with no connectivity. And of those 300 million people, there's around 100 million people that can be served profitably but won't be served in the foreseeable future. The mobile market in sub-Saharan Africa is already worth over $40 billion a year from 500 million subscribers. The 100 million people in the rural areas that are not served today potentially offers a market which is worth another $6 billion a year.
Implementing a service across rural Africa requires an innovative solution.
AMN is deploying in West Africa technology which has been optimised for that particular part of the world. It contains 3 main components. There is the cellular technology, there is the satellite technology, and there is the solar power technology. To explain a bit more about what this technology involves, the BTS is the cellular network transmitter. It is able to transmit for 10 kilometres in all directions from the site and essentially creates the cell by which the mobile user can actually pick up a call. The second part is the satellite technology, which is called VSAT. It is a satellite dish which directs the traffic to a geostationary orbit where it's then collected by a teleport, which is a large dish in another part of the country, and then the data is then onward connected to the mobile network operator's data centre. The third piece is the solar panels, which essentially provide all of the power we need to drive those systems 24/7.
AMN is partnering with mobile operators in each market to use their networks.
So our customers are the mobile operators, and our technology allows them to reach areas of the country which they can't reach today. Our proposition to the licensed mobile network operators is simple. We will invest our CapEx to construct the base stations. We will operate it, delivering traffic and revenues directly into their network. It's incremental revenues with no risk. And the reason that the mobile operators like it so much is that it fits within all of their constraints. It doesn't require additional CapEx, we provide that. It provides incremental revenues and subscribers, and it helps with the pressure that they're constantly under from governments to be able to roll out their services to more and more people.
AMN brings significant skill and expertise to the selection of sites to maximize the coverage and revenue from each.
My role is to identify candidate towns and then optimise the mast settings for those towns to bring in the biggest population capture that we can get. Well, here we are in Benin. What we've done to get to this point is we've carried out a very detailed survey. The requirements of having more than 4,000 people have been identified, and we've sent out teams who have measured 5 compass points in each town to find out that there's no existing mobile operator systems. So what I'd like to do is drag you in to have a look at one of the towns called Sawanji. This town has been identified as a population of over 4,000, but what we want to do is to maximise our coverage. The orange you can see is the coverage that we get from the mast. The green in the outside is where there's no coverage. If I do a profile of the map area, you can see this is a very hilly area. Sawanji is actually down in this valley area. So the idea is to take the mast as high as we can, but it has to be near a road. So we put the mast as high as we can, put a 30-metre mast up there, and that will give us coverage which will even extend into the Fresnel zones, the areas in shadow of the radio signal. If we pull it out even further, we can actually see that we're picking up all the villages on the outside as well as the ones within our target area.
AMN is now ramping up the deployment of base stations across Africa.
We plan to deploy 200 base stations in Benin over the next 2 years. We deployed our first base station earlier this year. That's been in service for nearly 9 months now, and by December 2014 we will have an additional 5, so 6 total base stations, with 20 in service by the end of the first quarter of 2015. So having established our business in Benin and proved the business model and developed all of our processes and got the main rollout underway, we will launch in 2 new markets in 2015, achieving 170 base stations by the end of 2015, and we will go on from there to launch in 12 countries over 5 years.
And AMN have invested in new processes and technologies to keep the sites running effectively.
Work management systems that we have deployed at the Global Network Operations Centre are designed to make it very easy for us to manage thousands of sites with very few people. From the GNOC, we're able to manage all aspects of the sites. We're able to look at many parameters from every piece of technology that's located on site to see if they're performing normally and make changes if required.
AMN has assembled a first-class management team in the UK and Africa.
The people based here in the UK, in Milton Keynes, I have worked with for many years, very successfully, deploying complex network solutions over many tens of thousands of customer endpoints. The team in Africa, equally, I have worked with in Africa, deploying mobile base stations, very similar to the ones that we are deploying today for AMN across West Africa.
AMN is already securing debt to fund the rollout.
Telecoms infrastructure is a very capital-intensive industry, but banks are very keen to lend in that sector, especially in Africa at the moment. We've negotiated a $15 million loan facility with Société Générale on very attractive terms. We've built a good relationship with them, and they are very keen to help us extend that facility to other markets where they are very strong.
We have a 5-year plan to build some 5,000 towers across sub-Saharan Africa, potentially creating value of the order of $1 billion US. And if you would like to find out more, you can find links to the presentation on the left. Thank you.